My topic for the seminar that I've chosen is different characteristics of knowledge economy. My enrollment number is 2100049409. Now let's look at the overview of my presentation first. First of all, I'll be giving a brief introduction of the topic. Then I'll be talking about concept of knowledge economy. After that, I'll be discussing the characteristics of knowledge economy, then new growth theory of knowledge. Finally, I'll be concluding the topic and the references. As we look around, we see that we are in a world where we are dealing with the ideas, where ideas are worth billions, whereas products cost less. The rapid industrialization, then globalization, along with the advancement in technology, has contributed towards the rise in knowledge economy. The term knowledge economy it was popularized by the famous business management consultant Peter Drucker in his book, The Effective Executive. You can see the picture of this book here. He published this book in 1969. He also mentioned the same concept in his another book called The Age of Discontinuity in 1969. Now let's look at the concept of knowledge economy. In simple terms, we can say that human intelligence is the key engine of economic development in a knowledge economy. According to OECD, that is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, knowledge economies are those economies which are directly based on the production, distribution, and use of knowledge and information. The World Bank also defines knowledge economies according to four pillars that are education, innovation system, information infrastructure, economic, and institutional regime. According to the World Bank, an educated and skilled population is needed to create, share, and use knowledge. It says that a dynamic information infrastructure ranging from the radio to the internet is required to facilitate the effective communication, dissemination, and the processing of information. Innovation system, a network of research centers, universities, think tanks, private enterprises, and community groups is necessary to tap into the growing stock of global knowledge, to assimilate that knowledge, to adapt it to the local needs. And the economic and institutional design provides the incentives for the creation, dissemination, and use of the existing knowledge. Now, coming to the characteristics of knowledge economy. A knowledge economy is mainly characterized by highly skilled workforce within the microeconomic, that is on the individual level, and macroeconomic environment, that is on the national or global level. In this economy, highly skilled jobs require technical skills and relational skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, interdisciplinary approach, change management strategies. Unlike the old traditional economy, that was industrial economy, there is no problem of location and time in this knowledge economy because we can easily access the resources and can disseminate them in no time. Knowledge sensitive organizations proactively encourage their workers to take part in decision making and help the firm to remain competitive in the fast changing world. Intellectual property such as trade secrets, copyrighted material, and patented processes have become more valuable in this economy for the companies. The old economy, it was mainly concerned about the mass production. However, the new economy, that is our knowledge economy, is organized around the flexible production of goods and services. In this economy, comparative advantage comes from customization, design quality, and satisfactory customer services. Like we talk about Amazon. Amazon is a very successful e-commerce website mainly because of its satisfactory customer services. It always tries to customize its products, and the design quality is also the best in the world. You can see the examples here. In the old economy, when we had to buy a book, we used to visit a bookstore. But now in this new digital knowledge economy, we can simply order a book on Amazon by just clicking on it. Also, while taking a photo, we had to buy film. We used to take picture. We used to visit the store and then wait. But now with our smartphones, it has become very much easier to share the photos socially. Also, while using when we needed a taxi or when we used to watch a sitcom, it needed days and even months, especially with TV programs. But now we can just simply stream it whenever we want it. Coming to the new growth theory of knowledge, this theory was given by Paul Romer, Morris Scott, and Jacob Schwartz. This theory says that knowledge is the basic form of capital, and its accumulation can lead to the economic growth of a nation. Technological breakthroughs like big data analytics, machine learning, and data science, they they have helped in creating technical platforms for further innovation, which in turn affect the growth of the economy. It also says that investment can make technology more valuable and vice versa. That is, the greater the investment, more valuable is the technology. Let's take the example of artificial intelligence technology. Different companies across the globe are investing in AI technology these days, and that has led to its demand increase. Almost every sector of our society is making use of this technology, be it technological sector, be it educational sector, social sector, commercial sector. Every sector is using this technology these days. Now, here is a data by UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, according to which India ranked 75th out of 138 countries, and these were the categories based on which ranking was done. You can see that India performed poorly in pre-university education and in the general enabling environment, that is a conducive environment for study for the children. So India needs to really work on the schooling, education, and the conducive environment for schooling, so that it can perform better. In this ranking, Switzerland and Sweden topped the charts because they have worked on all the areas. Now, conclusion: information under the aspect of knowledge becomes a driving force in the knowledge economy, as I've already mentioned. Knowledge is an important strategic resource for organizations these days in a knowledge economy. And by concentrating on the design of those strategies, companies and organizations, they can enhance the competitive capabilities, and they can even rule the global market like Amazon is doing these days. Knowledge acquired through accumulated experience has become the key resource in innovation and policy formulation in the knowledge economy. These are the references that I've used. Thank you.